What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 2 of FalconsDice. Now, episode 1, last episode, we talked about Calvin Ridley. Could he break out? Are the Falcons the best team in the NFC South? And the top 5 Mike Vick moments. We had myself and Rise Up Beatdown on here. We'll see who shows up today. So in today's episode, we're actually going to be talking about Matt Ryan's MVP case. I think we've all heard by now, Matt Ryan did an interview like last week where he said that, he thinks that the Falcons can win 12 games and he thinks he's the best quarterback in the NFC South. Today, I'm going to decide to talk about what are his MVP cases. And we're going to actually be talking about, this is a very brief topic, and I want to get this out. Should the Falcons consider signing Colin Kaeprnick? And also, Hayden Hursts' breakout case. I'm going to let I'm going to actually go here really quickly and send the link out to the podcast on Twitter in case, and if anyone wants to join, then and there's the StreamYard link right there for anyone who wants to join. I'll give everyone maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and then we will get started with this episode. Let me send this actually out for a second. I'm going to see if anyone will come backstage. So I'm going to wait a few minutes, and in about a minute, we'll get to the first topic. And basically go from there. And I also want to state that Wednesday's episode, I'm going to have to delay. It'll happen at 4 o'clock on Wednesday because of the fact that I'm going to be doing stuff early Wednesday, but I should be able at the very latest 5 o'clock, but I will, we'll do it at 5 o'clock on Wednesday and see how that will go. I'm going to give about 1 more minute and then we'll get started. So basically we are going to, how this is going to go is eventually I want to be able to actually, once I get enough viewers, get enough people to actually and answer some questions on the podcast, maybe what you want me to talk about on the podcast and all that. So we're going to get started. Welcome to the show. Thank you for watching. I'm obviously going to be up for rewatch, so you can rewatch it. This is Falcons Dice. My name is Rise Up ATL. I make NFL. I'm a trash talker, but I'm doing this. This isn't. We'll do debates here from time to time, but this is really meant to really just be kind of like a kind of discuss the Falcons for like an hour, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And yeah, that's how we're really gonna go. So we're gonna get started here. Topic number one, we're gonna talk about Hayden Hursts. Now, obviously, we lost Austin Hooper in free agency to the Browns. This and that. Austin Hooper had a really good season for us. Was a very big target for Matt Ryan, especially early on in the year, as he was basically the only thing really, him and Julio and Ridley, but he was actually kind of better than Julio. He kind of had a better first half than Julio, honestly, to me. Julio still had a good first half of the season last year, but he had a better one, in my opinion. Austin Hooper went to the Browns in free agency. We couldn't afford him. So we decided to make a trade with the Ravens to get Hayden Hursts. We gave him a second-round pick, and I want to say a fourth-round pick, and we gave up a fifth-round pick, I want to say. Yeah, fifth-round pick, second and fifth-round pick for Hayden Hursts, and a fourth-round pick. Hayden Hursts, a guy that was in Baltimore, was drafted in the first round in 2018, actually a pick before Calvin Ridley, and he really never got a chance to prove himself in Baltimore because he was actually behind two tight ends in Baltimore. But when he got on that field, he was actually pretty damn impressive. The thing with Hayden Hursts is how we lost Mohamed Sanu last year. We traded him to the Patriots. He can do a lot what Mohamed Sanu can do. He has the speed. He has more speed than Hooper. So, yes, in a way, he's a decline from Hooper, but in a way, he's an upgrade from Hooper because he has a lot of speed. He can be able to catch the ball. He can pass the ball, go into the Wildcat. We can still run that. When you get Hayden Hursts, you're getting kind of like I'm not going to say a Swiss Army knife like Taysom Hill, but you're getting a player that can do several things on offense. So, obviously, it's going to be his first year in Atlanta, and he's number one tight end. He's going to start week 1. Lots of optimism about Hayden Hursts in his first year in Atlanta. How, he could be the breakout for the Falcons. How he'll probably really help the Falcons. But then there are some people saying that, if he doesn't have as good a season as we all think he will, then he'll, we'll probably have to get rid of him. I think Hayden Hursts will have a breakout season. And I don't think he'll be the best tight end in football, but I think that he could have a season like a top 10 tight end in football because I think he shows that potential. I'm not going to say top 5 quite yet, but top 10, maybe top 7 right now in football. I could really see Hayden Hursts being. I see Hayden Hursts having a good season here in Atlanta and being a great weapon for Matt Ryan. The only real thing that's, blocking Hayden Hursts, is really this whole what's going on right now in May. But, he's been driving up from Jacksonville, working out with Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan says that he looks great, says that he's understanding the offense better and better each day. So that's really a great sign to hear that, and you really like to hear that because in the situation that we're in right now, with the whole COVID-19 and training camp, players seeing their other players actually for the first time on NFL field in training camp. And heck, with the rise in cases for this virus, we might not get training camp. Or we could get a shortened preseason, which I do think will happen. And honestly, everyone is freaking out over the Hall of Fame game getting canceled, saying we're not going to have a football season. We're going to have a football season. The question is, will the fans, us, ourselves, be allowed in there? And we'd say, if fans aren't allowed, then don't just do it at all. Look, my perspective is I want to go to the games, but look, if having football season means there's only a limited number of fans or no fans allowed, I will do no fans allowed and half a football season because I want to see a football season. But, the situation, Hayden Hursts and Matt Ryan, they've been working out with each other. Matt Ryan says he looks great and he's doing a great job. And that's really good to hear because he's going to be our starting tight end. I can maybe see us putting in Jaden Graham a little bit, like he is involved with the offense a little bit. But I overall think that Hayden Hursts will be our starting tight end, and I think that he can have a top 10 tight end type year. I really think that is what he is capable of. Now, will he do that? Is to be seen. But I think that is really what he is capable of. So, for the first topic, yes, I do think Hayden Hursts will break out. I think that when you really look at it, he didn't get his opportunity to really be a number one tight end in Baltimore, or he'd probably still be in Baltimore right now doing great things with Lamar Jackson, the reigning MVP. But he's in Atlanta with another MVP-like quarterback, a quarterback that we're actually going to talk about his MVP case a little later on. But, he's with a great quarterback in Matt Ryan, so – and we all know that Matt Ryan loves his tight ends, and he loves throwing to tight ends. So that is really great to hear that he is doing good because he's definitely, other than Julio and Ridley, is going to be Matt Ryan's target passing. But clearly, yes, we'll probably pass to Gurley some, but after really Julio, I can honestly see Hayden Hursts being his second biggest target, or Ridley. It's really between him and Ridley who's going to be Matt Ryan's second biggest target. But I'd actually maybe go with Hayden Hursts because we know Matt Ryan loves his tight ends. We just know it. So in conclusion, I think he'll break out. First reason Matt Ryan loves his tight ends and he'll throw to a tight end. Austin Hooper, he wasn't really thought about that much, and Matt Ryan made him into a top 5 tight end in football. So, I'm not going to say that he fully made it, but he made Austin Hooper look very good. He really did. And I think Hooper's a good tight end. I thought he should have stayed with us. I think that the Falcons really should have kept Austin Hooper. But Matt Ryan was really making Austin Hooper look good. Second reason, I think, and here's the thing. If he doesn't have a good of a season this year, it's okay because he's going to have 2021 and he's a first-round pick, so we'll have that fifth-year option. So we have the option to maybe go for his fifth year. I don't know how the fifth option year works if, you have 2 first-round picks. I don't actually know that. I want to say that you can pick up 2 fifth-year options for if you have 2 first-round picks on your team, but I don't know how that goes. But, yeah, I think that Hayden Hursts will have a breakout year. So, this topic, very, in a way, a controversial topic in a way. We obviously know what's going on right now with the whole racial injustice movement and Colin Kaeprnick. He's obviously a big activist for that. And there became questions, could this NFL team sign Colin Kaeprnick? Chargers coach Anthony Lynn spoke out about it. Like, we definitely got him, and I think other teams should have him for a workout list, and I agree with that. Pete Carroll actually worked out Colin Kaepernick in 2017. Talked about it. Other coaches, like rumors about Colin Kaepernick, he could go to New England, but they signed Cam Newton yesterday, so they don't need Colin Kaepernick. Could maybe end up going to a team like a Jacksonville, and teach Gardner Minshew, but I don't see that either. Could the Falcons sign Colin Kaepernick? This is a very, very topic that isn't controversial, in like the racial injustice way. Like, he's doing what he's doing, and they believe in what they believe in. I believe that they have every right to do what they feel like that they need to do in order to get there, in order to fight for what they're trying to fight for. And I support what they are fighting for, what everyone is fighting for. But as far as the football standpoint goes, Colin Kaepernick, if you let him back in the league today and put him on a team, he's probably better than every single backup in the NFL, with maybe the exception of Jameis Winston. I seriously believe that. Heck, he could probably even be better than Jameis Winston. But he's probably better than every backup. I can name, he's probably better than, I could honestly maybe say that he's better than Sam Darnold. Maybe. I could name that he's better than definitely Mitchell Trubisky. Nick Foles, you could maybe argue Nick Foles could be better, but I think he's better than any quarterback on the Bears right now. So I could see Chicago actually being a landing spot for him. Maybe. I know that they already have Nick Foles, but if Nick Foles doesn't work out. But should the Falcons sign Colin Kaepernick? I'm going to say this. If the Falcons signed Colin Kaepernick, I wouldn't be mad over it. I really wouldn't. Maybe it's, as like an insurance policy, Matt Ryan goes down, then we have Colin Kaepernick. But Colin Kaepernick is not going to come to Atlanta and be the starting quarterback. He will not. He just won't. We have an established starting quarterback. Matt Ryan's going to be our starting quarterback unless he goes down with an injury, period. That, bottom line. Matt Ryan will be the Falcons quarterback unless he goes down with an injury. If he can play, he's going to play for us. And no, he won't be on the bench. So Colin Kaepernick is a great talent, and I would love him here as a backup. He'd be the best insurance policy possible if Matt Ryan ended up going down. And if Matt Ryan does go down, Colin Kaepernick is the first person who I would go to. I'd prefer him over Matt Schaub all day. Kurt Benkert, I'd prefer Kaepernick over him. So I would really love to see Colin Kaepernick be our backup quarterback, not our starting quarterback, but if he could be our backup quarterback here in Atlanta, I actually wouldn't be that mad with it. I'm being completely honest. So should the Falcons sign Colin Kaepernick, they should maybe consider it. I don't know if say, oh, we're definitely going to sign him 100%, because you got to think he hasn't taken a hit in 3 years, and that's very good on his body, but you don't know how it's going to be when he takes that first hit. You don't know how it's going to be. Yes, his body should be fresh, but you do never know. But I think that Colin Kaepernick, I think that he deserves another shot on an NFL team. And really, he deserves a shot on another NFL team, Whether that's the Falcons is to be seen. If it was the Falcons, honestly wouldn't really be that mad, They're trying to keep an insurance policy with Matt Ryan. So I really do get it if the Falcons end up signing Colin Kaepernick. I really do get it. So that's going to do it for this topic. We're actually flying around with the podcast today because we actually don't have a guest. Wednesday or Friday, I'll try to get a guest on here. It's kind of too late to get a guest today, so this will probably just be like a 30-minute podcast. But, I mean, it's okay. You know, I mean, StreamYard does have a streaming limit, but that isn't going to stop me. I'll still find a way to do these streams. And, yeah, even if I got to pay the $25. Topic number 3, the topic why I think everyone's here. Matt Ryan's MVP case. So Matt Ryan last week did an interview where he basically said that he thinks he is the best quarterback in the NFC South, and he thinks that the Falcons can win 12 games. Very bold statement, and I believe that he is true. I think that if he believes it, now, yes, he said we'll win the Super Bowl last year. Yes, I remember he said that. But, you know, I mean, we didn't, obviously. But I think that, you know, he didn't say we would win the Super Bowl this year. He didn't say that. He said we were going to win 12 games. And look, I think that I'm going to hold him to it. And I think that we can win 12 games. But that's for a different time. I think we have the capability to. That's all I'm going to say on that topic. But his MVP case. Matt Ryan is, when you look at it, to me, other than Patrick Mahomes, obviously, other than Russell Wilson, it goes like this for me. Patrick Mahomes 1, Russell Wilson 2, Drew Brees 3. Sadly, I do have to admit, Drew Brees is still a top 3 quarterback in football. Lamar Jackson 4. And then, really, Aaron Rodgers 5, maybe. You know, if I forget, maybe a Deshaun Watson of that type. But Matt Ryan is 5, 6, or 7. Yeah, I'll put it like this. It's fucking Patrick Mahomes 1, Russell Wilson 2, Drew Brees 3, Lamar Jackson 4, Aaron Rodgers 5, Matt Ryan 6. I think he's, other than those 5 quarterbacks, he's one of the most underrated quarterbacks in football. And that's just bottom line. Matt Ryan and what he's been able to do these first 12 years of his career, passing for over 50,000 yards. 11th all-time in touchdown passes. I don't know the exact number, but I know he's 11th all-time. All that. You put all that together. And, yes, he didn't come off the best season last year. You know, it was about 4,400 yards, 26 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Wasn't the year we were hoping for. But, I mean, hey, I'll take it from Matt Ryan. You know, yes, he could have cut down the interceptions a little bit, but look, he was in the first year with an offensive coordinator, and he had a terrible O-line. For a terrible O-line, that isn't too shabby. Really isn't. Now, what I will say is this about Matt Ryan. The only thing that bothers me about him is, yes, he can hold on to the ball a little too much, but really, other than that, and I think he's definitely working on that. Matt Ryan is one of the best quarterbacks in football. And, you know, people saying that he's not even top 15, you know, and that's kind of crazy talk now. You know, I think that Matt Ryan is really the biggest dark horse for MVP. The way I look at it for MVP, I think Matt Ryan's putting up a great case for MVP. He'll put up a great case, and the Falcons are a playoff team, which I really do expect them to be. Matt Ryan will be in the MVP conversation. Will he win it? No. The reason why I say I don't think he'll win it is because everyone hates on him. I think Matt Ryan deserves to win it like how he did in 2018. And if the Falcons were a playoff team, probably would have gotten some MVP votes. But he didn't. And it's sad because everyone just hates on Matt Ryan for no reason at all. And it's because of the Falcons. It's because of the Atlanta name. It's because of Atlanta sports, and it's sad. But I think Matt Ryan has a great MVP case for me. And really, the way I look at it is really Patrick Mahomes 1, Lamar Jackson 2, and that number 3 spot is open to any of these 3 people. Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, or Matt Ryan. I'm going to go with Kyler Murray right now. I think Russell Wilson will have a little bit of a drop-off. He'll still probably throw for 4,000 yards and 20-something touchdowns, but I don't think he'll, I think that Seattle can win 10 games. I think they have capability to win 10 games, but, they're not a Super Bowl contender like some people think they are. Now, they can't contend for a Super Bowl as long as they have Russell Wilson, but they aren't one of the top 3 or 4 contenders like some people think that they are. As far as it goes for me, I really think that other than Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, it's Matt Ryan next for MVP. Matt Ryan, when you look at it, the second year with an offensive coordinator, he always does great. Bottom line, he does great second year with an offensive coordinator. Also, it's Matt Ryan's year to win the Super Bowl. In 2008, he went to the wild card game. It was his rookie season. He went to the wild card game. 2012, he went to the NFC Championship game and lost. 2016, we know what happened there. So you really get the pattern. First, it was the NFC title loss. Then it was the Super Bowl loss. This year, it's time for him to win the Super Bowl. He always takes an extra leap every 4 years. He always does. And also, I mentioned this, I want to say I mentioned this in Friday's podcast, but in 1997, the Falcons started off 1-7. They finished 6-2. 1998, the Falcons went to the Super Bowl. Yes, they lost, but they went there. 2019, the Falcons started off 1-7, went 6-2. 2020. You basically get what I'm saying there. You get what I'm saying. Look, excuse me. I know I don't have COVID-19. When you really look at it, the Falcons are really a pattern says that they're supposed to win the Super Bowl. That's what these patterns are pointing to. I personally think that the Falcons have a team that really can go out and win the Super Bowl. And Matt Ryan has great chances to win the MVP. Now, will he win it? I don't know if he will. I'm not going to go with that right now because of the fact that everyone hates on Matt Ryan, even when the Falcons are a playoff team, though. Any one thing that Matt Ryan does, any one bad throw, bad play that he makes, good bit of Falcons fans and the rest of the media just jumps on it, and they basically use it as this is why Matt Ryan is not a top 15 quarterback in football. I think that Matt Ryan has a great MVP case. He's got really a great chance to win MVP this year. All the Falcons need to do is the defense needs to hold up and his offensive line can hold up. Heck, his offensive line doesn't even have to hold up. All he has to do is have a great season. We know Julio will have a great season. Ridley's probably going to get 1,000 yards this year. Talked about Hayden Hursts. I think he'll have a good season. And we talk about the defense. The defense I may actually cover on Wednesday or Friday. But the defense, if that can hold up, then Matt Ryan is a top 5 quarterback in football. I really think that. Matt Ryan can be a top 5 quarterback in football. I think that Matt Ryan has a great chance to pass for over 5,000 yards this year because he's got the weapons. He's got Julio still. He has Ridley. He has Hayden Hursts. He has Gurley who can catch the ball. He's got all these weapons. Matt Ryan's going to deliver. So, in conclusion, I think he made a great case for MVP, but I really don't have much more to talk about, so I'm going to end the podcast off here. Wasn't that long today, but Wednesday or Friday I'll try to get a guest on here to talk about the Falcons with me. Wednesday the podcast will be 5 p.m. Then Friday we'll go back to the 1 p.m. podcast. Thank y'all for watching. When you replay this, give it a thumbs up. Tell me what you thought about what I talked about on the podcast today. Maybe, what I could talk about better. I need to honestly stop pausing and, thinking myself better. I kind of got to have this information more prepared, and I know that. But, I'm kind of liking this podcast thing, and if we could get some people on, it could really be fun to me. But that is really going to do it for this episode of Falcons Dice. Make sure you hit that subscribe and notification bells button so you'll get a notification whenever I live stream, or maybe I upload a video from time to time. But really gonna end it off here. No one's gonna come in, I guess. But I'm gonna end it off here. Thank y'all for watching, and once again, rise up, y'all. And see y'all Wednesday, 5 p.m. on Wednesday. 5 p.m. on Wednesday because I have to do stuff earlier, personal stuff. But I will be back 5 p.m. on Wednesday. I'll see y'all then. Tomorrow may live stream some. But see y'all Wednesday for the next episode of Falcons Dice. Until